Hello and welcome to the 141st episode of the Gochuucast. As we
I thought he wasn't
claw,
gonna get it for a second.
thought I wasn't gonna. Yeah, I forgot what came after 140. They never taught me how to count that high. It's the end of the
They
podcast,
only
or no,
taught
we
me
start.
four
We
in
start like at the Gochuucast, so we can go back to one. So I don't have to learn how to pass or count past 140.
how far do we have to get before we start Gochuucast?
I think
Gochuucast?
Gochuucast would be like if we
That'd be
stopped at
like
the
one of us
Gochuucast
stops. Yeah.
and then like not even one. Like we end the podcast, and then like later on, YouTube actually works out for me, and then I bring you all back, and we restart the Goju cast from
Yeah, it's a
scratch.
fair point. This is like deep into lore after we break up dramatically and then you being estranged, continue your career and find success, and then we make up and reforge our bonds
Yeah, it's
and
like
come back.
the dad coming back when his kid makes the NBA or something.
Yeah, exactly. You would be making the NBA, and
You all would come
we're
back with
the
the milk.
dads. Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. Um. Uh. Back.
I watched a few things this week, but it was
Watch one
just
thing.
like
Go ahead.
seasonal episodes, right?
Yeah, I also just
Um,
watched seasonal episodes. The classic.
I read a little bit more of the Jagged Frontier web novel this week, which I can't talk about. Actually, what I can talk about, maybe I don't know if Spat watched it. I've been stuck 2 episodes behind on ReZero for months,
Yeah, I
and I
watched it.
finally did it.
Okay.
The whole time I thought I was 4 episodes behind because I forgot to update last time we all watched together. And then we watched the 2 episodes that we had left. And I was like, oh,
Whenever I do that,
that's
I just
it.
watch the 4 episodes, bro. I'm like, I probably forgot something, but yeah.
No, it was valid. I just forgot to update my list. That's
Yeah.
all it was. But they had it kept track of. Um, I don't know if I actually had anything to say about watching more ReZero. I gotta think about that. But I did actually, for real, catch up on ReZero just in time
Yeah,
Let's
good
go.
timing because
for
Next
the
week.
new episode
yeah,
this
we got
week.
next week. Good old Wednesday.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. That's perfect, actually. Perfect timing.
They were
Yes,
good
Um,
episodes.
yeah.
they were good episodes. And there's
I
gonna be
actually
even better episodes
really,
ahead.
I really liked his little speech.
Yeah, no, his speech was something that people were hyping up for a
Yeah.
long time, really hoping the anime would do well, and they did.
It
Yeah.
was like the
I thought it was good.
definition of hold up, let him cook.
Let him
Because the
cook.
beginning, it was definitely like,
Yeah, it's
yeah, I don't know where
literally
you're
like
going.
every reaction. Like I looked at reactions to the speech, like I wonder how like non-readers feel about this. It's like people are like, "What the fuck is Subaru doing, bro?" And then like once he got to the end, they're like, all right."
Yeah.
Like, okay, he
Had
cooked.
had me in the first half.
Beast. Um, if we're talking about stuff that happened, I guess last season, I did start that Orb
Yeah,
show.
you started Orb.
Oh,
Dude,
everyone's
I
watching Orb now,
yeah,
which is
okay.
valid.
I got to episode 6. So tomorrow I actually have quite a bit of free time in the evening because I've got a bunch of stuff on Saturday, but I actually might binge the rest of it. It's so good. Like I'm only at episode 6. Like I got told, I don't know if it was you or somebody else, but like the
Yeah, I
first
told
couple
you
episodes are
episode
kind of slow.
3. Not slow. I
Dude,
didn't say anything about slow. I said the first like once you get to like episode 3, you'll be hooked.
dude, 10 minutes in I was in. Like I don't know. I think it's just the premise, subject matter, whatever. Like I think it's just yeah, I just really like the story. Like the whole like science versus religion like battle that they're having like in every episode. Um and I've always liked, I shouldn't say always liked astronomy, but I liked astronomy a lot as a kid. So that's like something that, I'm somewhat interested in at least. Um
I
like
also was a big astronomy
yeah.
kid.
I used to like know like all the names of all the stars of like or star not wait, what are they? The moons. I was like the things that orbit the planets, moons. The moons of like all the planets, like Jupiter's moons and Saturn's moons and stuff like that. I used to be super into it as a kid. So that's like a big thing that I think is like really cool, and knowing about like how I guess like we studied like in history, right? Like everybody thought like, oh, the world just revolves around the Earth, and then Copernicus, right? Copernicus and Galileo, I guess, like came
So
through with like the whole. What's that?
is Copernicus, like we kind of knew that from the what we were reading about it, but is it actually the story of Copernicus, or is it
It's based
It's
off of. It's
like not like
complicated.
yeah.
I can't say anything without spoiling it, but it is like the development of the concept of heliocentrism and stuff like that is like
Yeah.
all I'll
Okay.
say.
Yeah.
So it's kind of similar to like how Elusive Samurai is not like actual events, obviously, but
No.
it's like characters that
This
existed.
is definitely based in history, but I don't know. I doubt any of these people existed, but
No. The actual people. No. It's
or
just.
at least the characters we follow. There might be like some characters in there that like were real or some shit, and they're just I don't know. But I don't know
Yeah.
enough about like I mean I like history, but I definitely don't know the specifics of this period or anything.
All I know is just. I mean, the battle between like the previous thought of like the Earth being the center, and then like these new theories about the sun being the center of the Earth, heliocentrism, and that like going against the teachings of the church, like that was a huge thing back then. I don't know much past that, but I do know like what's going on in the anime is like I'm not going to say similar, but like those themes were present in history, definitely. Um,
It's really weird to see that back then they thought the Earth was a sphere, you know?
a sphere? Oh,
Yeah.
like a
Like
yeah. I mean,
because now we know, you know,
oh, it's like slightly squished, right? I guess.
No, I'm
Like,
making
is
a
that what you
flat
mean?
Earth joke.
Yeah.
The
Oh, okay,
joke
okay,
is
okay.
that it's like
Okay, I was
because
like,
we know
I mean,
it's
yeah, it's technically not a
flat, right?
perfect sphere.
We're moving backwards for sure.
Oh, I didn't know you were a flat earther.
It's funny. It's funny because I make that joke, but when Daniel says we're moving backwards, it's like that's kind of real because suddenly flat Earth is back, baby.
We
Yeah.
have just like so much information at our fingertips, and I understand not trusting all of it, but like there's just some things that's like, why would they lie about that?
There's some things that like don't make sense.
There was recently a flat earther who went to like Antarctica or some shit to like disprove some I don't remember exactly what it was. I think it might have been the something with the sun in Antarctica or whatever. Um and he gets there and his thoughts like he was proven wrong. He had to admit that fucking the earth was round. It was very funny. There's also the guy who like shot himself into or tried to shoot himself into space, and he died doing that. But I mean, he got to see that he was wrong before that happened. So
Yeah. um, but yeah, I thought I don't know. I just like love. I love like I guess the dialogue between characters and like the drama of like how yeah, without spoiling it, like how the characters interact with what they're learning as the episodes go on, like how they deal with the new knowledge that they
yeah,
get from every
it's
episode.
also just
That's
like a really
yeah,
intense show because
it
like
is.
believing in heliocentrism was a big no,
Yep.
and so that's like just a constant thought in the back of your head. Like yeah, it's just a very compelling
Yeah.
drama.
And I think what I really like is that I mean, obviously I haven't seen even close to every anime, but I'm just saying that like these kinds of themes about like um religion and like knowledge and like seeking the truth, like those kinds of things are like I don't want to say like grown up themes, but like they're a little bit more like deeper and like intense themes, right? And that's just not something that you see. I mean, forget anime in media in general, right? So very often. But yeah, I think it's I don't know. I love it. I actually, unironically, they must be on like episode 18, 19, right? 19 now?
We just had 18, 19
I
comes
just
out
had it.
in a couple like a day and a half.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't have much to do tomorrow. I'll probably watch quite a few of the remaining episodes, maybe even all of it. And yeah, I love it. I actually think this one might be like one of my favorite anime I've seen
I
in a
feel
while.
like
So
you're
good.
gonna end up watching all of it, even if you don't plan to. Like
Yeah,
the
I do. I was I watched a couple episodes yesterday, and then I watched some today I had a little bit of time in the afternoon, and yeah, it was just it's so good. It's so good. Like I don't know what else to say. All I can say is just I'm excited to watch the rest. That's how good it is. Yeah. So if you haven't seen it, I don't know. If you like drama and like anything related to the premise, I think it's like a really good picks from what I've seen so far. So I'll let you know what I think of it after maybe next week. But yeah, it's amazing. But yeah, that was like I caught up with Medalist, and that's about it. In
Medalist
terms of
episode 4
seasonal
was
I
really
stuff.
still need
good.
to watch. I still need to watch episode 4.
Episode 4
Yeah.
is so fucking good, dude.
Yeah, it is good.
I definitely didn't watch episode 3 and then read 4 chapters of the manga.
Oh my
Oh,
god,
you
this
read
guy,
That
dude.
chapter
didn't happen.
4. I see.
I may so I'll DM Daniel where I stopped because I read a little just for funsies. Because I wanted to see how the art differed, and it was fire, so I kept reading. But then I was like,
That's how they get you.
because I read from the beginning, and
Mhm.
then was
Yeah,
like,
as
holy
you
shit,
should,
it
especially with this.
really is long as fuck. Um, I guess it kind of was this.
Yeah, that would have been. Is that after 5? I think it's after 5. Maybe 6 at most. But oh
Yeah,
wait, actually, fuck. Maybe that no. If it's that,
I think it was 10.
yeah, if that's that big of
But I
one, it would have been around like 10, 12 area. But yeah, that would have been like I don't remember the exact chapter, but it's like 10, 11, 12 area. So you've read around where the anime will get to.
yeah, I guess that's valid. I feel it felt like a good like I don't know content wise. I feel like they have to get past that because I just don't know that
We have gone at a
they would
one
have
chapter
the
an episode
content.
rate so far.
Yeah, but they're only getting smaller.
Some of them, it depends on with some of them. I think it'll go
That's valid.
past 12, but I don't. It can't. I don't know where the fuck they're gonna stop because like, there's like not a good place to stop if you like go past like 12 basically. But
Hmm. Well, that's my thing. Is like this part that I just told you that I was at felt like, oh, this would be a really cool like end of season 1 spot, right?
yeah, like the end of that chapter is
Um,
like, oh, that'd be like a fire end place, and then like season 2, and then go on from there. But yeah,
but I'm like, I
they'll
don't
have
think
to
we
go
have the
past it.
content to do that.
Yeah, I don't know where they'll stop
Um,
because they'll be stopping in like the middle of an arc, which will feel weird. But
yeah. Then I hit that, and it was bedtime, and I was like, I'm not gonna keep reading this for the moment. But I did want to see the art for the first couple chapters, and then I was like, we'll just keep reading for a bit.
shit's gas.
This.
We should be getting chapter 49 soon, and it's probably gonna be a banger if I had to assume, based on
Is
the
that because it's like set up for a lot of
based
stuff?
on the end of
Or-
chapter 48. I'm very much awaiting chapter 49, but I won't go into that.
Well, Blue Box is set up to have a banger chapter too.
Yeah, but
I don't know if it'll actually be the next chapter though.
next week
Blue Box is moving at this really weird pace in the manga, where it's I feel like the current arc could end any chapter, but then the next chapter comes out and we make like no progress in a fine way. Like it's not like this isn't a complaint necessarily, but it's just like in terms of actual progress. It'll be new chapter will come out. I'll read and I'll be like, so we are still basically where we were at.
it's an anime manga romance classic.
Yep.
But I mean, I guess
Um,
since technically the episode 4 content, we could talk about it if more in depth if we wanted to.
we can. Did Spat? Did you say you watched
He
episode
he
4?
watched
I
episode
did,
4,
yeah.
yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we can talk about it then. I know the content. I just didn't watch the.
Yeah,
I wonder
I
how much
think
it differs from the manga, but
the anime is fairly different. Like we would have that's definitely my biggest issue with the anime adaptations so far is that it feels like some of the side I talked about this last week. I think some of the side characters have kind of gotten shafted, and with some of the side characters getting shafted, Tsukasa's backstory also got shafted a little bit. Which I wonder if they'll bring that back at some point. I feel like they kind of have to, but um, yeah, it's definitely different in terms of detail from the manga, but the anime, I would say, still does a good job at least capturing the soul of the series.
I assume the episode ended with both
It
performances,
was
right?
no, chapter 5 was the
It was
performance for
just yeah.
Mike. So chapter 4 is Inari's performance, chapter 5 is Mike's.
Yes. But okay, right. So we only had Inari's performance for this episode. Gotcha.
Yeah, this episode ended with her mom letting her, go for the Olympics or
hmm
whatever.
Her mom finally accepting that she's kind of cracked.
Just a little cracked.
She
But yeah, I mean,
was.
you got to see like through reading the manga, like how much harsher everything is. Like the anime, like definitely soothes the blow of like how much shit Inari got just as like a kid.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, even yeah, they kind of like because of that, it toned down her mom's realization a little bit. Which I felt kind of hurt the moment slightly, but it was still like it's still a banger anyway. But definitely the manga that like just has the depth that makes the moments hit even harder than the anime. I'm very excited for the next round of content like post like this tournament.
I do
Until
want you to know, just because it's funny, um, I forgot for a second that the broken leg is like a figure skating move,
dude, I thought that when I
and
first started
so
reading, I never knew it was. So when I'm reading the manga and the panel's just broken leg, I'm like, oh fuck. and,
I'm like,
then,
oh shit.
and then they start talking about it as a move. I'm like, oh, I'm like, okay, thank
And
fuck.
then I'm like, oh right, that is a thing. I like it, deep in the recesses of my brain, I knew it was a thing, but it's still like the you see the panel of it, and it's like, oh fuck.
Yeah, because like
And then
in the anime, the subs like say broken leg, like sit spin or whatever the fuck. So like it differentiates, but like just in the Japanese, like broken leg, I'm like, oh fuck.
like, oh shit,
I'm like, that is
that's
not
bad.
that is not a good start.
What did you think of the? Oh, well, you watched some, or you watched the manga. You read the manga.
I watched the manga.
Yeah, technically. What did you think of the animation in the scene? I guess it was pretty similar to everything else, but like in the like not final scene, but whatever when
The
she was
performance.
performing. Yeah,
Yeah, like obviously I
I was like, I
prefer
could probably
2D,
find
but
this.
like the
yeah,
CG,
it's
it was really good, like for what it is.
yeah, it's like objectively good to me, but like it's just still kind of jarring. Like I don't know. I
It's
mean,
like
I said that before with 3D, but like yeah,
it
it's
was
just it's a little
jarring
weird.
for like a second, and then I feel like once the performance started, it got to be fine. Um, just because I
Yeah,
need to let your brain adjust to the fact that okay, there's now 3D here.
yeah.
Um,
You're telling me no one just posted the performance? It's just reaction tubers.
just go on to your favorite innocuous website and then go skip to like the middle of the episode.
I mean, this is also something I could do.
But I mean,
Um,
it was really good. I mean,
no, I found someone who has like a TikTok.
they have like actual ice skaters and shit that make the choreography, and then
Oh, that's cool.
I think they did motion capture as well for the performances, so they definitely put the work in where they
Yeah,
needed to. I'll be interested to see some of the later performances because throughout the trailers they haven't really shown anything like too far past where we are. Like episode
Mhm.
5, apart from like a couple bits in the trailer, like they don't really have any footage of, and so it'll be interesting to see um what
I actually
happens
kind of
there.
like how quickly. I'm watching the performance right now, and this is probably cut some, but I like how quickly they actually go through her performance, like in like a pseudo real time.
Oh, like they analyze it? Like, is that what you?
Like
Like-
in the manga, there's obviously a
Oh,
lot of
sure.
exposition and like talking about
Yeah,
stuff. So like the moment when she falls, for example,
right.
there's like a ton of conversation
Oh,
in
okay,
between
okay.
like when
Yeah,
she
in
falls and
the
when she
anime,
gets up.
she just like reacts or
In the
says something, and
anime,
she gets back
in
up.
the
Yeah,
anime, it looks like she kind of just like gets up.
yeah. There's like one reaction, but like, yeah.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see how some of that goes, because like the thing with the manga is it's very friendly to anyone who doesn't know anything about figure skating. Like a lot of the performances have built in like people that have no fucking clue what's happening, and even like there's a point later on in the manga that like kind of is written to the point where like if you understand figure skating, then you understand like what happened in a certain situation,
Yeah.
and like the reactions of like the people who have no idea and the people who do have an idea are like very stark, and it made for like a really interesting because as a reader I have no idea what the fuck's going on. And so, being like I'm in the boat of like some of the characters who reacted one way, and then I see the other reactions of the other people, I'm like, wait a minute, hold on, am I feeling the wrong way about this? Like, yeah, but it's definitely obviously it's like a manga thing, anime manga in general. Like the time space continuum has to stop for a second so you understand what's happening. But I think the anime did do a good job of like keeping in like the key like points of the performance commentary while also keeping it flowing.
Yeah, and I like that they did the in between of like still keeping it flowing. Because it leads to actually, being able to watch the routine
Yeah.
for the most part, which I feel like was really, especially for something about figure skating of all things, it feels kind of important to me that like you see the whole performance mostly uninterrupted.
Yeah. It
I
will
think overall
be
it's been good. So
it will be interesting to see how they continue that going forward. But I just wish that some of the characters have like if they extended each episode by like a minute or two, then like maybe they could have fit some more stuff in. But because they have the guy at the ice skating rink, like PK would know by this point. That guy is
Yes,
definitely more involved than he is in the fucking anime.
I do know a lot more about him, which is fun.
Yeah, and then like there's the people around Tsuka, so they'll have to introduce at some point. They gotta fucking go into his backstory surely, but I guess that'll be it for a later thing.
I mean, they'll have to at least show the guy from the rink in the like next couple episodes. I feel like.
I think in episode 4 they kind of like cut out his interaction with his family. I'm pretty
With
sure.
the
I'll let...
You're right, that was that performance, wasn't it? That kind of sucks though, because I thought that was like it wasn't a big interaction, but I thought that was just
Yeah,
like
it
a
was
fun
just a nice,
interaction.
cute little like, oh, like this guy from the rink is like here to support my daughter. That's cool.
Yeah.
But the ice skating rink guy, he's cool. He's based.
It just feels good.
Yeah. Anyway, um, yeah, I watched. I don't remember. Has it been? Yeah, it's been another 2 episodes of the House MD anime girl. I think since we've.
Oh, you're right. It has been. I saw
So
you talking about this earlier, but I didn't actually read the conversation.
yeah, so this show might suck. So I kind of have like the same feelings as I've literally ever the episode starts, I predict what happens and it happens. So, like I literally just I don't have time to get invested. I just understand immediately how the episode's gonna play out. I can't. It's difficult to enjoy uh when that keeps happening. The end of episode 5 was interesting, but I'll have to see how it plays out. But yeah, episodes 3, 4, and 5, the episode started, and within like a few minutes, I understood. I knew the entire episode. I predicted every twist, every mystery. Like, just it's in a show where I'm not really supposed to understand what the fuck's going on. It's like House Light. Like in House, they'll pull out like they'll pull out shit doctors have never heard of to give the patients, but in this show, they're like, you know,
I swear, half of House is just made up.
yeah, like I
The entire
watch
show
like
was made up.
actual doctor reaction to House, and he'll name the diagnosis. Like, what the fuck is what the fuck is that?
Oh yeah.
But if here's a video I posted earlier. This is basically just this is a House meme, but plastered over this, and it's basically how I feel about the show, honestly. For anyone interested in the video, it's every episode of Emiku MD Doctor Detective on YouTube from It's Me House. But yeah, it's good, quick like 1 minute little blurb there.
I'm watching it. I gave patients stupid drug. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's
What the hell is this?
this vexes me.
Yeah, it's I don't know. It's just not very interesting for the most, like, because
So
you
I have
just
not spoken in a while.
the first couple episodes with the goofy little mystery they had there, like at least is like complicated enough to where like I'm not, even if I did think about it, I probably wouldn't have known. But like in these other ones, like now I'm like locked in thinking about like what the fuck's gonna happen, and I'm immediately figuring it out. So it's just like really base level
Yeah. If a
uh
mystery like if it doesn't
mystery.
actually have that element, it's just not good. Like just ruins the point, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I should not go into an episode being like, yep, here's what's gonna happen, and then
No.
it
Especially
happens.
not with like mystery. That's
If
just like
if it
not
happens like every now and then, like episode 3 is whatever, could have been like a filler, but this is like this little plot we're on is about to extend into an episode, like another episode here, so it'll be like 3 episodes going, but like two episodes of that 3 have determined everything that's happening. If I had to describe the most recent episode as well, it's like kind of solidifies. It feels like nobody in this fucking world of Dr. Amaku has any idea how to do their job. Like everything,
Based.
like
oh, it's just like real life. Okay, just
they
kidding. Just
they had like a little
kind of.
a crime thing going on in episode 5, and I knew who the one of the, like, I don't know, like something happens in like a couple scenarios like the middle of the episode. I'm like, I know who did it. Like clearly I know who fucking did it, because they the like Chekhov's gun, I guess. They plant them very obviously like every episode. Um it's not even like Chekhov's gun, it's like Chekhov's fucking sledgehammer to the face. Like you can't miss everything they said, because they set it up so obviously. It's like, okay, well obviously this guy who is doing things that aren't good is gonna be the guy who is a part of this crime or whatever the fuck. Like it's just so, it's too obvious. It's too obvious. Everything's too obvious. Show not good. Not good. Maybe I'll fix it. Maybe I will come to like the show by the end of it, but I doubt it.
I think my thing with stuff like that is I don't always mind if it's like obvious conclusions, if it still feels like immersive and intriguing.
It's just not. It's the problem.
Yeah,
Because like I'll
because
figure it out. I'm like, how have these people not figured it out yet? Like,
there were things in Apothecary Diaries that I like keyed in on earlier and was like, oh, that's how this is gonna go, and stuff like that. But it still kept me like interested regardless.
yeah, like there's some episodes of Apothecary Diaries like, yeah, this is what's gonna happen, but though like it does more with that, right? Like the one-off
Yeah.
episodes in Apothecary Diaries still mean more to the overall plot. Like I can tell, like the twins who had fucking epilepsy are never coming back. Like that was a 1 episode thing. I figured it out 2 minutes in, and that's it. Like it's just not happening. They're not coming back. They're not gonna mean
Nothing to
anything
talk
more.
about here.
Yeah, it's just an episode that I figured out immediately, and then I had to sit through 20 more minutes of the characters figuring it out.
I feel like at the halfway point of the season, we just need Daniel to talk about all the anime of the season, worst to best. We start with the
Like the
trash.
rank.
mean,
I wanna know because there's a few anime that Daniel is watching that I know he absolutely hates clocking in for every week.
Yeah, I just
I wanna
I cannot
know
I can't imagine that.
I wanna
Like,
know which ones are at the bottom.
clocking in is definitely the way to put it. I mean, okay, it's difficult, honestly, right now. It's probably like I have to watch more of Momentary Lily. I've only watched episode 1, but it was pretty dog shit. I don't know if it's at the bottom. It's probably like a two-horse race currently between Married to the Girl I Hate and Yuval Blatt. Speaking of Yuval Blatt,
Yeah,
I just said this earlier. I don't know if you saw this one because I was also talking about this. If I had to
I don't think I
describe,
did.
I'm 3 episodes into this show, right? And if I had to describe my experience, it's on YouTube, like you'll see those supercuts of every cutscene from a game.
That's what this is.
Well, imagine watching one of those, but you've never played the game, so you don't know what happens in
Yep.
between. That's basically what this is. It just like keeps going cutscene to cutscene to cutscene. I'm like, what the fuck's happening? Like, it's just constant new stuff being introduced. Like, I'm sure the author. I don't know if
I see.
apparently it's rushing the novel, like the rushing through
Yeah, I was gonna
content,
say
but like,
we're doing the classic rush the content for to get to the content for readers while sacrificing people who have not read the source material. Um, I love that one. The Angel Next Door. You know.
yeah, this is like an even worse for like this is like people are sacrificing or trying to sacrifice themselves for people they met like it feels like 5 minutes ago. Like I don't these people have known each other for like less than a day. Now they're all really attached, and I just don't. And maybe
Don't
it's like
buy it.
maybe they've known each other longer. I don't. I'm not invested in what's happening right now because it's been just speed ran through. Um, to I don't know. It's just it's not good. It's also just not very interested in general, but I understand the plot, but the way the plot is right now just isn't really. I don't know. It's like being left out of an inside joke. Like you just don't get it. They get it. The characters get
it's an
it.
interesting
I don't
analogy.
get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just I mean I get it. I understand what has been presented to me, but like there's a lot of character relationships and stuff that like in world lore and they're like their name like oh this guy's from here and does that thing. I'm like yeah cool, I have that information now. It doesn't really mean anything to me, but I have it.
Yeah. Didn't know that. Didn't necessarily care, but thank you.
Oh yep, that's lore I know now. I guess that I didn't know before, but cool. But yeah, it's just it's not good. It's not very good. Um, yeah, and then the Married to the Girl I Hate. Episode 2 and 3 weren't as egregious as episode 1, but I still don't like it. Because I feel like we've reached the point where I don't feel like anything's gonna change from where I need to watch episode 4 still, but
Mhm.
I feel like the relationship is going to be in limbo to the point where it's like sometimes they have nice moments, sometimes they are screaming the entire episode, and that's what the next 8 episodes are going to be, and I'm not ready for that. Yeah, I'd say it's a toss up between those two for the worst, and then Amaku. Well, maybe Momentary Lily. We'll get to that. We'll say it's a toss up between those two, and then I gotta think a little harder about
Yeah,
that.
this is where it starts being like now we're on to like shows.
Now I'm on to like decent shows that well, Honey Lemon Soda might suck too. I'm like bouncing. Episode 1 and 2 sucked. Episode 3 was pretty good, and then episode 4 was good sometimes and bad other times. I just can't take anything that happens in that show seriously. It's the difficult
Wait,
part.
why?
I see.
Dude, it's like oh okay, so spoilers for Honey Lemon Soda. So in episode 3, they're on like a class trip or whatever the fuck, and they're like hiking, and they come across 2 signs. One
Mhm.
says, here's the trail for this high school, and the other one says, just whatever trail. And so they're like, okay, so we go this way. And they do that, and they get fucking lost. Um, and it leads to like a come together moment, which, like, whatever. But they're like, okay, somebody tampered with a sign. So it turns out in episode 4 they reveal that one of the girls in the class didn't like that the main character was getting close to the main guy, or closer than her. And so she just fucking sabotaged the side and made them all get lost in the forest. Like, what were you trying to accomplish with that? What was your game plan? Getting everyone lost in a fucking forest because one other person was getting close to someone. It's just like, ugh. And I mean, episode 1 and 2 I couldn't take seriously either because like, it's just like it was really on the nose, fucking dialogue and character, like situation painting. It's just, ugh. I can't. I can. It's hard to take the main guy seriously too, because he's like a tsundere, right? But he's like guy tsunderes just don't work. I feel like it doesn't jive because it's like he'll just do something and it's like, oh man, what an asshole, and the other character's like, oh, he does care. I'm like, what? Like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, I think centuries of like most kinds are like kind of cringe, but I think it's just also because you're probably not used to it. But
I think
yeah.
a good tsundere hits.
I just don't think. I think a
I'll
good,
say it.
Yeah, yes.
a good Soon does hit. He's not a good Soon in my
Oh,
opinion.
okay, yeah, that's fair.
Eat me alive, shoujo fans. This shit is
Oh no, they're coming after
so
you.
typical. I don't know.
To be fair, I have to say that I think a good tsundere hits because if you look at my top 5, two of them are two of the pretty large examples of tsunderes in Noel from Black Clover and the collection of Rin Tosakas from Fate. All of them in one Ishtar shaped package. But that ranking is all of them. It's too much work to rank them all separately. Fate's weird.
Yeah, I got like, well, not even one Soon. I got some like Soon adjacent characters, but not really the.
Yeah, I have those two, and then I don't think any of the rest of my list I would call students, but
But yeah. Anyway, that's just my thoughts on honey lemon soda. It's not. We'll see. It has like moments where I'm like, this is nice, and then it has other moments where I'm like, this shit sucks. And so hopefully those good moments start to overtake the bad ones.
yeah, I respect that.
Yeah. Then after that though, that's when it starts to be difficult for me to choose which is like the worst. I would honestly maybe say, I mean, people are not gonna like this one. I'm gonna ignore Dr. Stone because I've read the manga.
Valid.
But
I
Sakamoto
can't imagine
Days.
Dr. Stone's done too much crazy so far. I haven't watched it yet, but
Uh, I mean, they've had some lightly crazy things. I mean, just for the content, but
yeah.
like for anime watchers, definitely some holy shit moments in the recent episodes. But
For me, just waiting for the end of season.
yeah, but honestly, Sakamoto Days maybe because
I feel like
Sakamoto
that's
Days
valid.
basically sits in like the same range as like it's like solo leveling where like the main appeal is the action, but Sakamoto Days is like pretty good animation, I guess, and then solo leveling is obviously like best animation of the year
Popping off.
level.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, I don't really care for either of them story wise. Um, and the characters are more endearing in Sakamoto Days just because it's like a goofy premise where you have this big fat store clerk like who is like an insane fighter or whatever, but it's just like extremely typical shonen. It's fun, but it's not like anything that I am going to care about once it's done. It'll end and I'll be like, yep, that was a season. And then in like whenever part 2 comes out, because I think there's going to be another core of it, that'll come out. And then I'll go back to watching it and be like, yep, that was another season. And then I wait for season 3. And that's how that goes.
That's how the Guild Receptionist anime is for me. Except it probably won't have another season. It's fun. The power system in it makes no fucking sense. But
Doesn't
I'm
surprise
not
me.
there for logic, so well, so they do this weird thing in it where the power system is basically they're like, okay, there are 3 tiers of skills. There's rank 1 skills, rank 2 skills, and rank 3 skills, right? And they're basically like, well, if you have a rank 3 skill, you just beat rank 2 and rank 1 skills. It's just like, oh, if you have the better power, you win. Is essentially all like the power system boils down to. But like the rank, the like second rank, the middle rank has like all of these cool like abilities and shit that people will use. And then she of course has like the highest tier, right? Because of course, it's just a hammer. Just a hammer.
What?
Which is kind of funny at times. She is a great character.
It's just like an
Um,
ironic joke, like I assume, right?
I don't know. It's just like goofy,
Yeah, that is
right? It's the Rie Takahashi show. Um, I'm not taking it too seriously, but I will say the power system is like painfully basic, which is fine. But it is funny that just like
It's exactly what you expect.
anything cool that people do is just I swing my hammer and win, right? Um, that being said, fun. I will clock in, watch the episode, have a fun 20 minutes, clock out, and forget about it for the week, and then come back next week.
You know,
clock in is
let me
like
see if Anime Corner has their top 10 thing. Custom
oh,
top 10.
the orange freaking ranking thing.
I
I don't
think
know.
I
No, the
literally.
orange. Oh, no, the orange one is a anime trending, I think.
How many
And
anime
Okay.
have I started this season? Apothecary Diaries, Guild Receptionist, Sakamoto Days, Medalist, Shangri-La, Flower and Ashura. ReZero doesn't count. Oh fuck, Demachi is a week away. But I have to get back to that at some point. Blue Box. I don't even think I have 10 anime at the moment to fill. I will if and when I watch everything that's on my short list.
Yeah, I need to make one of those lists. It's like
I only
huge.
have like a top 7 right
oh,
now.
they don't have a list for fucking what's it called yet? 2025.
It's kind of hard for me to say what the worst thing I'm watching this season is because I'm only watching bangers. All I can think of when I say that is the dragon meme where it has the two like
Oh, the
serious
heads.
dragons on the
Yeah, I like
side,
that. I
and
like
it's like
that.
Apothecary Diaries season 2 and fucking like Shangri-La Frontier season 2 and actual bangers, and then it has the silly dragon on the side and it's Guild
Yeah, yeah.
Receptionist. Um, yeah, it's good to know that I have to catch up on Danmachi this week because I didn't realize it was already supposed to be back.
No, yeah, it comes back, yeah, like right around the same
It's like
time as ReZero.
next Friday. It looks like.
In a week and 10 hours, so yeah, about there, yeah.
Wait to tell everyone when we record.
Yeah, we definitely don't do that like every time, basically based on what episodes we've watched and what saying this. Oh yeah, this comes
It
out
is
tomorrow.
valid, but Thursdays are convenient because usually I'm not working until midnight on Thursdays.
Yeah, it's better than Friday.
Most of the time on Thursday, I'm getting home at like 2 p.m. and then taking a nap, and then I'm podcast ready.
Well, next week we have ReZero. I'm just so excited for that. Like, how many episodes are left? Like 6 or 8 or something
We
like
have a
that.
lot.
It's 8.
That's 8.
Well, 8 for
We're
this part or whatever. Then Anime Japan will
we're
probably announce
halfway.
Arc 6. I would assume.
I'm assuming the next
Okay.
8 are going to be like 90%. Not like action, but like 90% like the current conflict that has been set up.
Yeah.
Because there's fucking I don't know that anyone listening cares if I like super spoiler what's going on ReZero right now, but there's like multiple different fights question mark happening. I don't know if I expect them all to be like fights. Um, but
You'll see a lot of perspectives switching. So
yeah, exactly. So it's like that's a lot of ground to cover.
it's all gonna be like nuts to butts action though. So it's like there
That's
is a
fair.
lot of stuff to cover, but it's also like a lot. It's gonna be very quickly moving. But yeah, it'll be fun to see more
Be
action
fun to see
oriented
Mike go in
ReZero.
action.
Yeah, it should be a very eventful return based on the previews.
When Mars and I were watching, we just got a laugh out of fucking Reinhardt showing up with the fucking
The
Smash Bros.
kicking the door.
Oh yeah.
He's the fucking Smash Bros. I've arrived on the scene. Fucking
Yeah,
it was
it's
just
funny
funny.
like thinking about Reinhardt and his powers. I'm pretty sure I don't know if this is like a 100% thing or if it's just like community like fan speculation, but the reason he kicks the door and it hits Regulus is because him kicking the door turns it into a projectile, and his projectiles are not allowed to miss because of his blessings. So just fucking slams
Can we
Regulus
also
with the
talk
door.
about my minor ReZero spoiler for anyone listening? Skip forward like a minute or two if you care.
Him
Can we
just
talk about how
wanting the
this
blessing
fucking
and he
guy?
gets it.
Yes, he just goes like, "Hey, I need this blessing real quick." It takes a second, does a little prayer or whatever in his mind that he has to do, and is like, "All right, I can do that now." I was like, "What the fuck?"
You have no idea how far that extends. Give me next probably by the next time we record I'll be able to talk about another little quirk with Reinhardt in that regard, but
It's
uh
just so funny.
yeah,
I like that they showed that because,
he's comically broken.
yeah, um, there is a part of me at some point that feels like I should rewatch season one of ReZero, but there's also a part of me that doesn't want to. But I do feel like there's probably things in it
Yeah, I feel like I'd
that I
want to
could
watch
like.
season 2 actually, but
I feel
uh,
like there's so season two was recent enough for me that I still remember a decent amount about it. But like season three, there's a lot of not necessarily callbacks to season one, but like there's a lot of characters that we met or had interactions with in season one don't appear for season two, and then now like coming back for season three, right?
Right.
yeah,
And I'm not necessarily missing out a ton on like not remembering a lot of season one, but I'm also like there's a lot of stuff I don't remember from season one because
yeah.
I just generally didn't care for it that much. Um, but then I'm like, maybe I should rewatch or at least like see if I can find a YouTube summary video or something that's like, hey, season one was mid, but here's what you need to know for
Season
the
one
actual
was
good
not
content.
mid. I bet if you went back and rewatched
If
it,
I
you'd
went
have a
back and
different
watched it,
feeling.
yeah, if I went back and rewatched it, I actually probably would be like, nah, this is fine.
I think it definitely helps because you know where Subaru as a character goes versus like not knowing in season one, and so you just have you're dealing with this like whiny baby for 18 episodes.
Yeah,
But yeah,
I would agree. If I actually were to get around to it, I'd probably would get a lot more out of it than I did originally.
yeah, it is funny seeing people who like don't care as much for Subaru but still watch ReZero like gaining respect for him as he fucking goes around this situation with a whip doing shit.
Yeah, I was talking to one of my friends who was also watching it, and he said like, "Yeah, dude, Subaru's like growth, I guess, growth or arc from like where he started. It's like actually like freaking beautiful. Like he's changed so much as a character, and he's actually like one of my favorite characters now. I'm like, damn, bro, yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's just like,
He's the goat.
I mean, I liked him from, I, I guess like I've said this before, but like I was less hard on him because like from my perspective, I put myself in his situation, and I'm like, yeah, I'd be pretty,
All
I'd just
over the
be,
place.
yeah. I mean, like I can't blame, like it's very hard for me to like kind of blame him, for like what's going on. So, I never felt very, what's the word? Like I never felt very bad about like what he was doing because I was just like, well, you know, um, if I was in his situation, I'd be a freaking mess too. So I didn't mind it, but yeah, I understand. Yeah, why a lot of people didn't weren't the biggest fans of him. Um,
I mean, I get it,
but
but
yeah,
like after a point, it's like he's changed. He's a new leaf. He's different. But a lot of
yeah,
people just don't care to like. If you're not into like I guess a character redemption story type of thing, then that's fine. But
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
think a lot of people would probably get more out of accepting the journey rather than being like, nah, fuck that.
yeah, yeah. But I mean, again, yeah, I'm just happy to see that people like end up liking him
It's
or
been like
liking
a
him more.
similar, kind of similar conversation. It's cyclical. Always has this conversation, but One Piece fans, because Moist Critical recently made a comment about he's like been watching through One Piece over the time, and we've like watched in real time his like opinions on One Piece in like
Yeah,
a
he
similar way
fucking
to a lot of people's
did not
opinions on
like One
Subaru.
Piece. Yeah.
Yeah, at first being like, "Nah, this shit's ass," and then like as he gets through everything, same with the Subaru. As you like watch growth, it's like, "Nah, they cooked." And so like recently, he's made comments that were like very pro One Piece and like pro Luffy and stuff like that, and everyone's like, "See, just do the content."
Sometimes it's all it takes.
I do think
I'd be interested to see how I feel about One Piece. It's like one of those things that's always in the back of my mind. Like, am I gonna hate this shit? Like, am I gonna
I
like
I
hope
it?
it'd
think
be funny if you do.
If I go through a
I think
thousand
you're
chapters, come back like, alright, guys, One Piece sucks.
I think you're going to have like most normal One Piece fans, or like even just watchers, not even fans. I think you're gonna have parts that are like you love this shit, but there are definitely parts of One Piece that you are going to dislike.
I mean,
Um,
yeah, it's 1,000 chapters. I'm sure somewhere in there, there's gonna be
Yeah.
something that's not for
Chapter
me.
6 to 27. Yeah.
well, there's one particular arc that is just like universally agreed on is not it, but I feel like there might be some funny ones that you won't like because they're more like not necessarily because they're more actiony, but I don't think One Piece does action arcs very well for a lot of it. I think Oda's kind of like found his groove at some points, right? But I think a lot of like the action heavy arcs in One Piece kind of feel weaker to me because for a long time I just didn't feel like Oda did like action arcs and fights in general very well. I think the choreography in One Piece sometimes is really good, sometimes just kind of it happens. So
Yeah.
I could see some of like the more like action heavy arcs that like Shonen Bros love and are like widely thought of as really good, but also don't have a lot of like plot or lore or like world relevance. I could see you being like, they happened, they were fine, or
It's just
even
like
disliking
really
some of
funny
them.
talking about a show and telling someone like, yeah, you might not like the action parts as much. I'm just like, I'm
That's
not. This is a world I'm not supposed to be delving into.
But it is true. I mean, there like One Piece does cook with the action sometimes, but One Piece to me, when I compare it and look at a lot of other shonens, um, I think it's probably got some of the still decent action, but some of the worst action in like comparison to its peers. But I also think it like blows a lot of them like completely out of the water with world building and lore and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The chapter we got this week
I
in the
heard about
manga
people
is
talking
like
about that
a
on Twitter.
massively crazy lore dump.
Did they find the One Piece? So I need to start reading.
No, they haven't found the One Piece yet.
Then it's not massive enough.
Not messy enough. They haven't found the One Piece. What lore? What lore dump could
Yeah.
matter?
The
They haven't found the
second,
One
the
Piece.
second, the second they find the One Piece, I'm pinging your ass in every server we're in. I'm like, all right,
Oh my
get
god.
started. Can I say how much I respect the fact that SEB has just been slow reading One Piece for like a year? Like,
How slow?
I don't know when he started, but he's on chapter 698,
You should
and
read
I
a couple
feel
chapters a
like
day.
he just reads a couple chapters a day, and I like can't do that. Does it say on any list when he started? Is that something I can see?
Something he would be able to see, but I don't know if he can or you can see it.
Oh,
Actually,
does
I
it show like the
guarantee you
date?
can't
Yeah.
see it. Actually, you'd have to like go through his entire page's history to like see
Yeah,
when he started it. Which I mean, he doesn't. I don't know how much he updates his annual list, so you might just be able to find that. But
I'm someone who either has to like binge everything at once, or I will like read a chunk, take a long break, read
Yeah, I feel like
another
that's
chunk.
normal. I don't know.
But I can't do like he'll read. If you go through his page, you'll see like read one chapter today. Yesterday he read 3 chapters. The day before he read 4 chapters. It's just like kind of funny to see because I'm like I do not have the discipline to. It's not every day, I don't think either, but I don't have the discipline for that. I either got to read it all at once or do my little arcs one at a time. That is the nice thing about One Piece though, is there's a lot of really good like pick up and set down points in it. Because
okay,
each arc is basically a new island. So
let's see. He started One Piece January 2nd, 2024. So it's been over a year.
okay, it's been about a year. Yeah. Been a year, he's like 2/3 of the way through the series. So he averages like 2 chapters a day. That's not bad. I respect that.
Yeah, it looks like he usually does like either it's usually like 2 or 3. Some ones in there.
Yeah, I don't think he reads it like every day, but most days.
Yeah, he'll have like
Um,
little spurts of chapter reading.
that's why it's more fun to just see the math of like, oh yeah, average of 2 a day. Um, I wonder how fast Daniel will get through One Piece. Is what
Whenever I start it,
I have the thought
I'm gonna blaze through that shit.
because it's so we're at the newest chapter is 11:38. You don't want to start it until they find the One Piece.
Well, no, like before they find the One Piece, as they're about to find the One Piece.
Okay, gotcha. So buffer. We want you to be caught up the chapter they find the One Piece. That's the
Yeah, I don't want to get
that's the
spoiled
perfect.
on what the One Piece is. Like I that's gonna
um,
happen if I do it as they find the One Piece. So I have to do it before they find the One Piece.
I would say you are at least you would have to read at least 1,250 to 1,300 chapters. I think. I don't know. I could see the current arc we're in being small, but also I
Unless
could
I just say
see
fuck
it
it and
being
I catch
long.
up now, and then well, I say now.
Now in
I have
quotes.
my vacation coming up. I also don't want to spend my vacation reading all of One Piece.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, actually. There's a lot of manga that I would like to read. Like, Undead Unluck just ended. I'd like to read through that.
I think if your goal is to not get spoiled on the One Piece, you have time, but also it depends on how quick this current arc ends. Because I think this current arc is gonna happen, and I feel like the arc after this is probably pretty close, if not One Piece time.
Let's see. I'll get to it at some point. I
Soon.
should just, like, not update my annual list whenever I'm going through it in one day, just on the podcast.
Just
Like, yeah,
one
so
day,
by
just
the way, I
Yeah,
caught up
one
for
by the
through
way,
One
five
I
Piece.
did
billion or
all of
whatever.
this. I think 100% you should do that. Um, like reveal
Drop
in
the
the
bomb, bro.
podcast.
It's just
But
like
you should do it in
I feel like-
secret. Don't tell anybody that you're doing
Yeah,
it. But just like one
nobody-
day, like,
it's like
hey
the
Nobody
guys,
knows.
I just finished One Piece.
It's like the Armored Titan fucking reveal in Attack on Titan or some shit. Just like, yeah, I caught up to all of One Piece just randomly in the middle of an episode. Just,
What I need you to do when you catch up to One Piece is have a ranking of all the arcs ready.
Alright, I'll
Oh
catch up
my
the one.
God.
I'll have a
That's-
character. Actually, I won't have a character tier list. That sounds like a lot of work. I'll have
Character tier list is a ton of work.
Yeah, that
You can
sounds
have
good.
like some of your favorite characters, but a tier list, there's a lot of One Piece characters. Even if you filter out the like ones that there's no reason for me to remember, but I still will remember them.
Yeah.
There's like an absurd amount of important named characters.
Yeah, I'm definitely not doing that. It's way too much. I'll give you an arc ranking. I'll come prepared with that.
Arcs are definitely a fun talking point,
Character
'cause
tier
it's
list, everything, the whole 9 yards.
Like nobody's gonna react if you're like, yeah, the worst arc is fucking Long Island. But if you're like, I really hated Ennie's Lobby, then it's like, okay, that's a talking point.
Yeah, because I guess like the closest thing I've done to like keeping secret of what I'm doing is like I kept very on the low of where I was in Love Live Niji, just so I didn't talk about it to people before the podcast episode 100.
I just think the
yeah.
fun part of keeping One Piece progress a secret
It's just
because there's so
man.
many of us One Piece fans in your friend group that it's like you just drop that bomb on all of us. One, you get to do the whole thing unlike influenced by our opinions, which is kind of fun. But also then we're all like, what the fuck? Emergency podcast episode.
No. It can't be emergency. You just have to drop it like randomly. Like
If Daniel sent me a message Tuesday of some random week and was like, I finished all of One Piece, I would tag
then
you.
you have to have one. Yeah,
I would tag you, Spat, and tell
Yeah.
you to take the week off. Daniel and I are gonna Duocast, and we're gonna talk One Piece.
that'd be crazy.
You're kicked out for the week. It's insane.
Listen, you can catch up too, but the One Piece episode, the day that Daniel catches up, like everything's gonna be out there. That episode will not be safe for people who do not read the manga.
Yeah. It'll be interesting.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like hard to predict shonens with people though. I think that there's like really valid reasons for people to not like One Piece. Just as there are valid reasons for people to not like pretty much anything. But I would be surprised if you didn't at least get through all of One Piece and be like, yeah, it's pretty good. I could see you getting through it all and not being like, oh yeah, this is peak. Like I could see you just thinking like this is a pretty good read. But I couldn't see you having like this shit's ass opinion.
Come back like 7 out of 10. 6 out of 10.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, it's shonen at the end of the day.
Yeah, we'll see. Because like I'll have an opinion. Like after 1,000 chapters, I'm having an opinion, like one way or another.
Oh yeah. I mean that is also a valid point. That many chapters, you're definitely not going to come into it and be like, it's all right.
Yeah. I can't wait to
It's
the podcast episode's like 4 hours long. It's just called I Read One Piece, and I gave like the most nuclear One Piece take of all time, and then we get harassed by Twitter, and then we have to shut down the podcast. That's the end of the Gochuucast, is me reading One Piece.
Bro, that would be such an exciting episode because then you have me, One Piece fan, also.
We have a One Piece
Just
fan
ends up
in
being
here,
a fucking
just like, yep,
debate.
One Piece fucking sucks. Yeah, well, we'll see. Yeah, maybe I'll just slowly like read through One Piece and just one day just drop it on you. Yeah.
No, that's you have
I
to
think
do
that's
that. It'd be
content. I
so
think
funny.
that's so funny.
All right, I'll
That'd
do
be
that.
Like
so
now
good.
that we mentioned it, we've talked about it. I'm
Yeah,
like,
you have to do it.
I don't want to hear about you reading One Piece until you finish.
It would be
But
freaking like a random
if they're
ass.
getting close to finding the One Piece, I will tell you and
Yeah.
be like, you might want to do this soon.
You ping me, it's like they're about to find the One Piece, and I just show you my chapter count, and I've been caught up for months.
Yeah,
I just
you're
haven't
like,
I just kept it secret, even though I caught up.
I would be upset then, but that would probably be the funniest outcome. Actually, no, the funniest outcome would be you have always been caught up on One Piece,
I've
and
always.
you're keeping it a
Yeah. Oh
secret.
yeah. You were just keeping it hidden from us.
The funniest outcome is Daniel is currently caught up on One Piece, and he has been for
Unfortunately,
years.
the funniest outcome is not the outcome you've read me this evening. I have not read a single word of One Piece.
I know, but you have to admit that would have been the funniest outcome.
It would have been very funny, but that's not where we are right now, or ever will be. Let me go back in time and tell myself to just start reading One Piece and not tell anybody ever until it's the funniest opportunity to do so.
Yeah. Daniel from the future here. You have the opportunity to do the funniest thing of all time.
Yeah. But yeah, I'll just if I can come back next week. All right, guys. I read all of One Piece. Yeah. All right. Expect it. One day, eventually, at
One
some
day.
point.
Looking forward.
Could be next episode, or the next
I
episode, or the
do
next
not.
episode.
Yeah.
It's definitely
Yeah.
not
I
gonna be
don't.
next episode.
Yeah. I don't know.
But
About
I expect a surprise podcast episode and a full video on the channel.
you're definitely not getting a
Regardless,
video on
Full
the channel
review.
about One Piece.
regardless of your opinion.
It's like
Why
the
not?
Unless I have a
guy
nuclear,
did-
if I have a nuclear One Piece take, then
If
maybe.
you have a nuclear take, or if you like
I'll
are
just do a
really
review of the
inspired to
entire
talk
thing.
about something.
Dude, you know the guy who did like a 7-hour review of Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire? It should be like that. A
The
7-hour
thing is,
review. of One
Daniel,
Piece.
everyone makes One Piece videos, right?
Right.
But also, people watch that shit. One Piece fans are crackheads. Now the
That's true.
problem is, if you have a nuclear bad One Piece take, you might get
Well,
fried.
if I have a nuclear One Piece take, it's gonna be the correct take because I've never been wrong.
I'm
So-
just saying, if you post a video
If I post a
about
video
why
saying One Piece
sucks,
I'm gonna get flamed.
your career might not survive. But all I'll say is One Piece fans fiend for that shit. So
Yeah.
this is the type of thing where it's like, yes, there are tons of One Piece videos, but also people are always looking for more One Piece videos. So
Yeah. But yeah, for right now, I'm just gonna keep my nice little
keep
seasonals. You
doing,
know, why read 1,000 chapters of One Piece when I can watch Flower
you can
and
watch a
Asura?
Meku MD.
No, I can watch Flower and Asura, and I can watch Medalist. I can watch Orb, Apothecary Diaries, ReZero. You know, all these good shows that are out right now. I guess
I'm excited for the Apothecary Diaries episode tomorrow.
Speaking of, Shangri-La Frontier got a season 3 production confirmation leak, so that's cool. Getting
It
more of
did.
that.
It's probably. I'm interested to see how long they say it is, but I would be shocked if it's not also 2 core.
Yeah, I don't think
And
we're gonna get it quite as quick as season 2 came out.
Yeah.
Season 2 is definitely like a planned thing they were doing, but season 3 will be very. It'll probably be another 2 core, yeah.
Season 3, unless production falls off a cliff, season 3 will be the best season.
I see. I'm very excited for that then.
Worst
case, I just go read the manga.
Yeah, also valid. What I will say is season 3 will cover like up to where the manga is right now, basically. If it is 2 cores.
Does it come out
Which I think
weekly
it will
or
be.
no? I would assume weekly.
Yes.
But yeah,
Comes
okay.
out weekly.
I mean, by the time we get to season 3, you know.
Oh, they
more
have plenty.
chapters will
They have
come
plenty
out.
of space.
Yeah, more
Like-
chapters will have come out.
They could make the whole season 3 now, and they would only be going like a couple theoretical chapters past the manga. But this is the first arc of what'll be season 3 is probably my favorite arc in the series.
Alright. It'll be very epic.
But I feel like it has to be. So I can't really explain why, but I feel like it has to be 2 cores because of just the way that the arcs happen. I
I'll
think
be
it'd be
fine
weird.
either way, but I do enjoy getting 2 cores worth of Shangri-La Frontier every night. So I hope it's 2 cores.
I hope it's 1 core and they make a movie.
Yeah,
I
do hope
actually
they make
don't
a
hope
movie.
that, but if there ever were to be a fucking Shangri-La movie, Shangri-La Frontier movie, that would be the format. It would be we get 1 core of season 3, and then they drop a Shangri-La Frontier the movie.
Yeah.
But let's not. I'm a little tired of movies, mostly because I don't get to watch them when they come out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
anime movies. I think there was one this season that I kind of wanted to watch, but just like I just don't know when it's
The
coming out.
Hatsune Miku movie's out.
Oh baby.
I'm
Yeah,
not getting to watch that anytime soon, I don't think. But
the
the
Niji
Niji movie
movie
got
is
posted, right?
not. It's on torrent sites, but it's not on. We don't have subs for it right now.
Yeah.
When it
So
does, though, I
soon,
am
but
waiting with the correct hardware to acquire it, and we can group watch it if you want.
yeah, I'm down.
Yeah, but we'll see. We gotta wait for that to get fan subbed, and then we can do that.
It's just one of those things. Like me as someone, generally, if I can watch something through official means without paying for 20 streaming services, I do. But like movies, the way that the anime movies are, and the fact that a lot of them just don't like come to the U.S. obviously for like fair reasons, just means my only option most of the time is find it somewhere or
Yeah.
wait 3 years. And wait 3 years is only viable if it's popular.
Yeah, I'm just looking right now. They got only subs available for the movie are fucking they're Spanish and they only translate the songs so you can do like karaoke with them. So there's not actually no fan subs out right
Okay,
now. But
but the
they're
songs are translated in Spanish, right? So I can do Spanish
apparently.
karaoke. Okay.
Yeah, I downloaded I mean I found the raw in my back pocket. I didn't download anything. And I watched the Shizuku performance because I wanted to, and then I deleted it.
I respect that.
But yeah, we'll see, because there is like a Love Live dedicated fan translation group, so I imagine they're gonna hop on
I
this at
imagine
some
it'll
point.
happen. Yeah, it'll happen
Maybe
respectably
within
quick, but
yeah, because like they got the fucking Superstar episodes out like later in the same day, I'm pretty sure, and
mhm.
so I imagine because this isn't like a fucking
It's
2 hour
been a
movie.
couple
It's
days,
like
right?
it's a little bit over an hour. Um, it's been about a day. It's been a day and 21 hours since it
Okay,
was.
that's not bad.
Well, actually, maybe a little longer. No, I can't. I can't fucking tell actually. Um,
Point is, I would say probably by the next podcast episode, there's a decent chance it's subbed. We might not have watched it yet, but
yeah, it has been a couple days because I'm looking at the. I was looking at a different one that got posted. That was the one I downloaded, but there's another one that's like 64 gigabytes. So I imagine that's the original movie file, and then the other ones are maybe just like compressed or something. I don't know.
mhm.
But yeah, that we will have that soon enough. I will let you know when I am capable of acquiring the subs. I mean, fuck, by the time the subs are like out there, they might just get uploaded to the site anyway. I won't have to use other scrupulous means to acquire them, but I got a VPN recently, so I gotta put this bitch to use. Troll my ISP.
I recently set up VPN on my phone. I like so most of my accounts and everything are like fairly secure,
Yeah.
but I've never like really gone through everything and just like reset up new security and passwords until recently. So like
It's something I really should do, but it's also like, fuck, there's a lot of things I have passwords for, and I also don't feel like going through and changing all of those.
I had one of my old emails that I don't use get semi-compromised, and it doesn't really matter because there's nothing attached to that email that like matters other than it attaches to my other email,
Yeah.
which is much more secure and is not compromised theoretically. Um, but that also connects to like all of my important stuff. So I was like, okay, well, I'm in pretty solid shape still. I'm just going to deactivate the old email because I don't need it for any reason, and then just like re-up my security on everything.
Yeah.
So he spent just like a couple hours doing that. So now my stuff's all like pretty secure again.
Yeah. I mean, web
If
security is
there's any
becoming
question,
more and more important, obviously. So,
it's mostly just almost everything I like. All of my important stuff has always had like two factors and authenticators and stuff like that. But now like almost everything I use has some form of like multi-factor authentication, and a lot of my bank accounts and stuff are hooked up to biometrics now.
yeah, I like using my fucking fingerprint for stuff. Makes life easier.
The using biometrics is probably the biggest change. I never really did that in the past.
There's like no real reason not to. Like, I mean, if someone kills me and takes my fingerprint, like you deserve it. Congratulations,
GG.
you have my
Yeah, that's
stuff.
not no longer my problem.
Yeah,
Um yeah, exactly. Wait, I mean to be fair, most biometric stuff is really just like phone security anyway, but
yeah,
it was still one of those things where I was like, well, I might as well set this up while I'm doing all these other security measures. But it was kind of nice to like go through everything important and just be like, all right, let's just add some more layers here.
yeah.
Although I do need to make better passwords. Not that my passwords are bad.
It's bad. I know all of them, so yeah.
Yeah, of
James Fat
course.
knows every single one of your passwords and stuff. Yeah, you should
No,
definitely do something about that.
it's more like I'm one of the people who has just like a couple passwords I rotate
Yeah, I
generally.
know.
Yeah, of course.
The worst shit is like my password at work, so they make you reset it every few months or whatever.
Oh,
And
I
so
hate
it's
that. Oh
just
my god,
like
I could
it
freaking go on a rant about that.
literally
But yeah,
those are like the most compromisable passwords because like I'm not changing it. Like I'm changing the number at the end or whatever the fuck or like
Yeah,
whatever.
I've
yeah,
got
yeah.
Like I've rotated
um
this exact same password, just changing the number until I get to the end and I can go back to the original password and it's just a cycle.
the thing is I should just do like get like a password manager and just have like the impossible like stupid passwords, right? But then it's if I ever lose that or can't access it for some reason, then it's like I have to recover passwords on everything, or like I'm not gonna remember that my password is like lowercase z uppercase c 78 lowercase. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've talked about him before, but fucking Pirate Software, I saw a short of his where he has like he encrypts his passwords inside of images just because he
Hmm.
can, and it's like I'm definitely never gonna go that far. Like, I might put
Yeah,
it
it's
like I don't know. I might have a if I ever go to like complicated passwords, then I might put them in like a notepad or something to remember them. But I'm not gonna like save images that like tech like can lead to my passcode if I know the correct steps or whatever.
Yeah, that's the thing to me is I'm like I have strong passwords, but also things that I can realistically remember.
Because the big thing with hacking is like you're not just gonna like randomly sit in there one day. There's really like two ways you're gonna get hacked. Either some dumb fuck company gets cracked and all your information leaks that way, or you get like social engineered into giving your account out like a dumbass, and that might do something.
First one's topical. So the second one is realistically the only way that like
It's
any
like a
data
lot of
breaches are
big.
really gonna fuck you.
It's a
Also,
lot of I mean, the first one. The second one is like how a lot of companies get breached in the first place. Is like they'll either find a way into someone's account and then like through just talking to them and go
through
from there,
there,
or
yeah,
like some people they might like lure you to a location somehow and then like steal your shit through technological means or whatever the fuck. But yeah, I mean, basically, as long as you're not getting like duped by somebody, then you're probably fine unless someone else fucks up for you.
yeah, basically. The first one is only really an issue if you share passwords on a lot of stuff. I think.
Yeah, like if
So
you get
like,
cracked on one account, then it's like whatever, you can change it, and then. But if you get cracked on the one account, then you say share that password, then it's like, oh fuck.
yeah. So like, this is actually topical because to anime podcast, coming back to anime podcast,
Okay.
Crunchyroll recently had some sort of like mini
They
leak.
apparently didn't actually get
Did they
leaked.
not actually? Was it just a
I don't know if it was just a prank or like old information or something. Like apparently Crunchyroll came out though and were like, we did not get breached.
like, no, that didn't happen?
Yeah, but
Valid.
yeah, because I surely they're not gonna lie about that, right? Like most
I
companies,
would think so.
that's actually no,
But
they would
even
never lie about that. It's a huge like
yeah,
legal liability.
yeah. Even in that example, right? Like, okay, good. Crunchyroll didn't get leaked. But like, if a company like Crunchyroll, because a lot of the companies that actually have data breaches are going to be more likely stuff like that, and less likely like the company you bank with. Like stuff like that does happen, but it's more going to be stuff like, oh, my Crunchyroll account has leaked, which is not really that big a deal unless my Crunchyroll login matches like my bank account logins, right?
Right.
Then it's a big deal. Also, assuming you don't have extra layers of security, but
Yeah, like gotta put
anything's bypassable in theory too.
like two-factor shit like that. I mean, that'll mostly help you.
The thing with two factors is it's like most good hackers can find ways around two factor stuff, but it's just not really worth it. Like
Depends
unless
on
they're
what it is.
specifically, well, that's the thing, right? Unless they're specifically targeting you, I can't see many of these just like find random people and see who you can get to like hand over stuff types of like hack scams
Yeah, I mean,
being like, yeah, I really want to just spend my time bypassing like all of these two factors.
yeah, and even like the way most hackers are just gonna do it is like giving you like a bad link or something, like a Discord situation where you click on a link
Yeah,
and
exactly.
your token gets taken or some shit. Like most of them are not gonna care to do the heavy lifting when they can find easier prey than within a quicker time period than probably breaking someone's two-factor.
Exactly. Breaking a two factor is just not realistically worth it for unless you're specifically a target. But
Right.
that's also not realistic really for the average person. If you're someone who's going to be specifically targeted by those people, like companies, for example, or like high ranking people, you're going to have more layers than just a simple two factor, probably.
Yeah. But yeah, since we're talking about internet security, clearly we've gone beyond the needs of this episode. So
I just want them to stop asking me silly security questions. That's all. That's all I have to
What?
say.
You don't like having to say what your
No,
mother's
I
maiden
don't
name
remember my
is?
favorite ice cream flavor, man. I just don't. I just don't.
It's like, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, that was all I had to say. Go ahead.
anyway, yeah, that'll be the end of this here episode. If you enjoyed, remember to like, comment, subscribe, rate 5 stars, all that good stuff. If you're on the audio only side of thing, you like to go to the YouTube. Is your order an anime podcast? Can't possibly miss us. You I don't audio only to YouTube is the order an anime podcast. We're the one. Can't possibly miss us. Every Saturday, 3 p.m. EST without fail, except for when we do, there will be a new episode out for you to enjoy. So, once
Are
again,
we on Spotify again yet?
yeah, you're going to have to give me a minute on that one.
Okay,
Mm,
It's just like,
understood.
I had like a spurt. Okay, I'm
It's
pretty
okay.
sure I know what it is. Like, my dad was like coughing a considerable amount, and he never fucking covers his mouth. And so, the period of time he was sick, I would get sick, get over it, and then get sick again because he was still sick and he's still fucking hacking everywhere. And so it's like I dealt with like 3 sicknesses that delayed Spotify because I didn't want to sit in the chair for longer than I need to. Because I do, actually, I technically upgraded our Spotify, which is making me dread
Okay.
going through it even more because I don't know when they did it, but at some point they removed the file size restriction. And so I can add,
Okay.
like, I don't have to do like MP3s of like lower quality. I can just straight up post the WAV. So the highest quality Spotify episodes will come whenever I feel like sitting down and rendering all of those.
So you poor Spotify listeners who have gone over to the YouTube side temporarily, or are listening to us in the future.
Yes,
You're
after
welcome.
however many episodes get up, 6 episodes get uploaded at once.
There is a reason, excuse, a
Yeah,
reason.
it's not a good reason, but it is an excuse that I got sick and then I fell behind like a couple episodes or whatever, and then I'm like, fuck, I don't want to do that. It's just much easier on YouTube. I drag it and drop it in there while it's uploaded. I make the thumbnail and then I
Go
put the
take a
thumbnail
shower and
on.
then
I don't even do that. Like, it uploads fast as fuck because I don't do anything
does it?
with it.
That's
Yeah.
fair.
I have like a solid, and I don't have to like wait for the process or anything. It just needs to get onto YouTube, and then I can leave it be. But yeah, anyway, end of the episode. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.